Hi, this is Steph from Hopkist, and thanks for crafting with me today.
Here we go. So these are the 3 cards that I'm going to demo today. Again, as I was saying, I have been busy prepping kits, and I miss creating with people here in the studio. I don't know when that might happen again, face to face. So I wanted to use what I have in my stash and put together just a variety of different cards that you can then take and create yourself at home. Or this video might just inspire you to use what you have as well. So with these card kits, you don't need anything else. Everything comes prepped and ready. The only other thing that you would need is adhesive to put the cards together. Other than that, the kits come in these Ziploc bags. They come all prepped in the envelopes already. And a change from when I talked about this last week is not only do you get a title page, but I've done a little write-up, step-by-step written instructions, just very brief because the video will also be on my YouTube channel. So when you purchase the kit, there would be the YouTube link there so that you can go directly to that video when it's posted on YouTube, but you can find I've created a playlist on my YouTube channel there, and you can find all the kits that I've done, so you can just pick these kits up whenever you want. And you know, if you're traveling or if you're just looking for something to do, they're great because you don't really need anything else other than adhesive. I've done all the work for you. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to start with this card here. Now, I did mess up a little bit. Hi Julie, thanks for watching. I did mess up a little bit on my card kit, but the kits that I put together, if you would like to purchase, are fine. So my my cardstock is cut a little bit different, and I also have different colored feathers and smaller feathers. So your kit would look like this one, but mine is going to look a bit different. Fair warning. Okay, you're gonna watch me piece together some stuff here. And you know, maybe that's fun for you because you can see how I do things sometimes. So anyway, when you get your kit, the card base is already cut and scored for you. So it's a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. This one I cut at 4 1/4 and scored it at 5.5. So you have the fold at the top. You could also create cards going this way as well, but this one we're keeping the fold at the top. Then you have a sheet of double-sided printed paper. I'm going to use the stripes here. So you're just going to take your adhesive. I'm using this Tombow liquid adhesive. You can find a selection of adhesives on my website as well, in case you need to add those to your kit. So we're going to just glue that one on. And then we have this printed sheet. This was actually cut. All these pieces here from your kit were actually a smaller card. I think I did this on a kit last week as well. A 3.5 by 5 inch card, and so I cut that apart and got this piece. So this is where my kit differs. Mine doesn't go edge to edge. Yours will, however. So why not? Let's change it up a little bit to make it look different. I'm going to go ahead and rip my pieces. Maybe I should do this every week to show you a variation. I don't know. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit more texture because why not? Let's do that. So you're going to glue this. Oh, and I did emboss it here, if you can see that, with an embossing folder. So there's texture on this card already for you. And I'm just going to add the adhesive to that. I like not putting things right in the center. I like to either go closer to the top or the bottom of the page, but that is a preference. You can, of course, do whatever you want with the kit that you get. All right, you have several other pieces in here too. We have two different pieces of twine here. There's a vanilla piece and a navy piece. So I didn't actually tie a knot. I'm just going to create a little loop-de-loop there and not pull it tight yet. And I have my two feathers. Again, yours are going to be this color. I just screwed up on my kit, so I have these much smaller feathers, so it's not going to be as prominent here, I think. But I'm going to take the first feather and glue that down, and I'm not going to worry about adding adhesive all over. If I just have a little bit of adhesive running through, that's all that I need. So I'm just going to glue that down, and that's going to stay there. That's not going to go anywhere. All right, and then I'm going to take my other feather here. I'm going to take my little loop-de-loop and plop it around there. You can also decide to just tie a little knot and not worry about putting it around the stem and then put that on with a glue dot. Whatever you feel. And again, you can also choose not to do anything with the twine because it would be your card and you can do what you want. All right, so going to get that glued down. Now, just to make sure that it's secured, I'm going to add I don't have my scissors. Here we go. I'm just going to secure a little glue dot behind the knot. So I'm going to pick up the glue dot with the tips of my scissors and just plop it in behind there to make sure that that's not going to go anywhere. I think I might have actually going to cheat a little. I didn't want to tie like a double knot because I didn't want it to be super bulky. But I am going to tack these two strings down there so it lies a little flatter. Then you can go in and just trim your ends. Where's my garbage? I need my garbage. All right. Just trim your ends to the length that you would like. You also have a leaf sticker in here. This is a gold leaf. So that will just peel off. And again, when I'm creating these kits, I'm just using bits and pieces from who knows where. I think this was from a paper pumpkin kit long ago. So I just take all these pieces from all over my studio and all my drawers. I put them all out on the table and I just create. So you get these very unique designs in these kits. So I'm just going to sneak this in. I probably should have done this before I put the twine on, but I kind of forgot about it. So I'm just going to sneak it in there and no one will ever know that it was an afterthought. Isn't that gold leaf pretty? Is that coming up? Oh, I just love it. Okay, couple stars, these enamel little stars. I just plop them here. You get 3 in your kit. So I'm gonna keep 1 for the inside and put 2 on the front. So now to finish off the inside, normally I have a big piece of like a big inner piece, but because I cut that card down, I thought it would be fun to use the other piece of the card for the inside. So we have this piece and then this strip here. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down here. And mine's just a tad longer, so I'm just going to give that a trim. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. And again, I'm not going quite center. I'm moving a little bit further to the top than the bottom. Now in your kit, you're going to have just 2 pieces. I have, oh, unless these are the right length. No, they're not. I told you I messed up my kit. Yours will be fine. Okay. Oh, this one works. Okay. So I wanted it to go edge to edge. So you have this little strip. I put this at the top. So just a bead of glue there. All right. And then mine doesn't go quite the same width. So I'm going to just piece them together like that. All right. So I'm going to, but yours again will go edge to edge. So just butt that right up under this vanilla piece. I'm going to add, see, this is helpful when there's stripes because you can't even tell. There we go. And then just to finish things off, I saved one of my little enamel stars. Ooh, throwing garbage everywhere. And I just plop that in on the inside and look, it's the same. All right, there we go. Card 1 done. So again, in your kit, you will have these 2 feathers. I just really like the big one, but I messed up on my kit and didn't have those colors anymore and cut my paper weird. But anyway, and then I just showed you a little variation here of ripping. So there we go. There's card 1. Move that off to the side. Okay, the second card in this kit is this fun birthday one. So I will just bring my pieces over here. Now with these kits, I happen to have just a couple of stamps here in my stash. And you may or may not have stamps at home. If you would like to add a sentiment, I cannot include stamped images or sentiments in these kits, which is why they're all die cut. And let me just tell you, I hand cut all of these images out for you in this kit, and I pre-tied your bow. So there you go. That's less work for you on this one. But back to the sentiments, I cannot include sentiments like this. Like this is stamped, so I'm going to do some stamping. So you may have stamps and ink at home, and you can do that. You can also go on to my website at hofkiss.ca. I talked about this last time. I have some free printables on there. I have a couple of sentiment pages, so you can go on and just print those sentiments straight from your computer. Or you can just omit the sentiment and you can just leave it blank. It is kind of birthday-ish, like with the candy and stuff on it, but it could work for other occasions as well. So again, we have this same card base that we did in the last one. This was cut at 4 1/4, so half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and pre-scored or scored for you at 5 1/2. I am also keeping the fold here at the top. You have lots of little pieces in this kit. You have a double-sided sheet here. I love using the double-sided paper. Most of my paper comes from Stampin' Up! This is a retired print, but I did use both sides, so here's a little trick for you. This paper was cut to 4 by 6, and we're just going to go ahead, and I want this side. So similar to what I did on the last one, I'm going to rip it towards me. and I like having this white edge. If you don't want the white edge, you can rip away from you, or you can use the gummy bears on the bottom and the stripes on the top. I like the white edge and the gummy bears at the top. So now we're going to turn this into as if it was a 4 by 5 1/4 piece, but you're going to have some overlap here. So you're going to start by gluing the top piece on. And you want that little bit of a border peeking around. So about equal distance all the way around. And then we can go ahead and you can see here how much overlap there's going to be. And because it was all from one sheet of paper, it's all going to line up. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on. And again, keeping that same border, about-ish, same border around the bottom there. All right, the next thing we're going to do, just move that out of the way, is grab our jars. So I have 3 different size jars. In the kit, you will have 3 different size jars, but they might be filled with different candies. So I kind of laid them out like this, and this one will get popped up in the middle there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these 2 flat first. Just add a little bit of Tombow there to the back. And I kind of like them on a little bit of an angle. But it's totally up to you what you would like to do with these pieces. You will not offend me if you decide to change up the design. Before I go ahead, I'm going to pop this one up, but before I do that, as I'm making noise and throwing stuff around, forgot to get myself dimensionals, I'm going to wrap this twine around. So to do that, I'm going to bring back my glue dots. I'm going to push the end of the twine in there, and I want it to be hidden behind this piece here. So I'm going to start my end there and open up my card, and I'm going to wrap it around 2 times. I gave you plenty of twine here. So we're just going to go ahead and secure the other end with another glue dot in about the same spot, because again, we want these pieces to be hidden. And I liked having the twine come in the inside of the card. If you don't want that to happen, wrap the twine before, like behind this piece. But I like having that extra little bit on the inside. Okay, so now that we have that there, I can go ahead and pop this piece up here. And it's going to cover all those, all the glue dots there. Okay, now when I go to add my dimensionals here to the back, I don't want to have dimensionals over this twine because then it will kind of be bulky. So I'm going to kind of see where my piece is going to be. And I found this little itty bitty cut up piece of dimensional. So I'm going to use that first. So I don't want to have dimensionals over there, so I'm going to kind of skip this area here. And I'm not going to need that one. And just pop it up around the twine so it's not extra bulky there. I have to fix this one. All right, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, but you can see what I'm doing here as well. For the bow, again, pre-tied for you. You're welcome. A double bow. I'm just going to take that. The easiest way to do it is push it into the glue dot, and I'm just going to add it there over the bottom. The other thing to do here on the front is to add a couple of these enamel stars. I'm going to put 2 on the front and keep 2 for the inside. I think I just want to trim this end here a little bit. Now these 2 strips here are for the inside of the card. I did include these strips here in case you wanted to do some stamping. So for that, I'm going to use a black ink. If you don't have ink and you think you might want to do a little bit of stamping, I suggest doing a black or a gray or some sort of neutral ink. Then I'm going to use this stamp set, Itty Bitty Greetings. This is a current stamp set from Stampin' Up! And you get a whole bunch of Itty Bitty Greetings. So these are perfect for little 1/2-inch strips like this. So I'm going to make this a birthday card. If I can find birthday, if I was smart, I would have done this prior to the video. And for the clear stamps, you would also need a clear block. So I'm just going to mount that on there, and I'm going to ink up my happy birthday and stick my bum out, stick my tongue out, and try to get it straight. There we go. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to glue it on there. So I'll add just a little strip of glue there and get that centered on. Whoops. And just for a fun little thing, I'm going to angle the ends of the banner. Geez, everything's sticking to me today. All right. Bring back my card and I'm going to pop this one up here now. Again, you can leave. I did include these strips in your kit, so if you have stamps, you can do that. Or again, you can go to my website, hofkiss.ca, and download a free printable of greetings. I have all sorts of different ones on there, and you can print it off at home or send it off somewhere and get it printed, and then still put the pop of pink in behind there. All right, almost done. For the inside of the card, for this one, I'm going to, sometimes these measurements are a little bit off, so I'm just going to glue this one on the white piece first. This one seems to be okay. And I left a little bit of white space there at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my stripes. Again, love double-sided paper because it gives you so many options. And there's my rule again, not right in the center. I moved it a little bit down. Glue this on the inside of my card. There we go. You have a little bit of the border. And then I saved a couple of the stars for a little pop. There we go. Done and done. So this one I left more stripes and moved everything a bit higher up, and this one was closer to the bottom, but relatively the same. So there we go. Card number 2, done. Quick and easy, right? Last card. This one's a little fancier in terms of the kind of prep that I did here for you. So we'll pull everything out. Now, if you didn't know this about me, I love fussy cutting. Fussy cutting means, you know, I didn't do that one. But look, I fussy cut this out for you already. This was from, I think, a paper pumpkin kit. It was like a label, and I just thought it was nicer if it was cut out. So this is this is what you get in your kit. I just love fussy cutting. All right, and this one, you have lots of little bits and pieces here as well. So we'll just push that all to the side. Here we go, card base. This was cut the other way. So this was cut at 5.5 and scored at 4.25 from an 8.5 sheet of cardstock. We're going to fold that in half. All right, I didn't have this piece. Oh my gosh, okay, I also messed up on this one. Let me see if I can find something similar. Sure. Your kit has this striped piece. I have misplaced my piece. I was supposed to get another one. Anyway, so pretend this is a striped piece of paper. Thank goodness I have a box of paper right beside me. Okay, and you're going to have this long piece of twine. So I kept a little bit of a tail here on the end, and I'm just going to hold that there with my thumb, and I'm going to wrap it around. What did I do? 2 times. Let me leave a little bit of a shorter tail. I'm going to wrap it around once and twice, and I'm going to meet it back up here so I have this tail. And I like wrapping it under both pieces there. And now I'm going to tie a bow. I'm just going to wrap it around and pull it through. And I didn't quite leave myself enough of a tail, but there we go. With twine, I like holding the knot in the middle so the twine doesn't get all twisted around. This one kind of twisted. But I like holding it down and then pulling it taut. And when you do both at the same time, you get this nice double bow look. With these 2 pieces of twine, trim your tails. There we go. You can sneak a little glue dot in behind there as well if you would like. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this down on my card. Now, like I said, this kit is already on my website. I do plan to, I have a bunch of cards ready to go, so I do plan to spend the next week or so putting more kits together. They do come with not detailed instructions, but they do come with some written instructions. So if you are a crafty person and you just want a kit, you can do that. But my hope is to get them all on the website. Not all, because I'm doing this twice a week, but to get a lot of them on the website. So if you wanted to purchase kits, you can just take a look at all the designs coming up. Maybe I'll do a month at a time or something, and you can purchase them all at the same time. So you do have this embossed piece. I embossed this already, so it gives a raised texture, and this die cut piece that I cut for you as well. And we're just going to go ahead and glue that on there. Let's see, did I pop that? Yep, I popped this up. I think probably because of the twine. So same as the last card. Now this is gonna drive some people crazy. I'm going to tilt it. I know, it's crazy, right? So I'm going to angle this a little bit. Fix my bow. All right. Tilt it, and I'm going to, so again, just put some dimensionals here on the top and the bottom so that it's not going over that, like the dimensionals aren't sitting on top of that twine, because then it'll get a little bumpy and pop out more than I want it to. So just do that. Here we go. I'm gonna angle it. Oh, it's down. Oh, I laugh because when I did in-person classes, there were just some people that could not angle it, so. Okay, you have these cute little printed boots here. This I grabbed from a paper pumpkin kit. I love those kits, but I never put the projects together as intended. So I just pull them apart and do something else with the pieces, which is why I will not be offended if you buy my kit and do the same thing. All right, we have a bunch of leaves, gold foil leaves and foliage here. So I'm going to put a glue dot on the front, so the gold side, and then I'm just going to use like so that it sticks at the back there. So this is my mess-free version. With this roll of glue dots, always easier to put the glue dot into the, or take the paper and push it into the glue dot than rather than try to pull that off. All right, so 2 leaves and one of these floral bunches. So I'm just going to get those stuck on the back there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. Again, I'm not going to go on the backs of every flower because they're already stuck on there. And let's see, put it off to the side. Oh, I should have made sure this was straight. All right, there we go. So the front is done. The inside, we're going to add this white piece. Tombow gives you some wiggle room, so I do like using that. I also like using the tape runner, but I didn't pull that one out today. This strip of red will go edge to edge of the card base, so longer than the white piece that we have on the inside. And then I'm just going to add some leaves. If you don't want to do a lot of writing, you can spread these images out further. We'll do that. And then you have this little pair of red boots. I'll add some adhesive and just get my glue dots covered there. And there we go. I always like doing the inside of the card. It's like an extra little surprise for the person that receives it. So there we go. Those are the 3 cards. Let me just bring them back again. Here we go. These are the 3 cards that this kit makes. Thank you so much for watching with me today. If you watched live or if you're catching the replay, you can find this kit and more at hofkiss.ca. I really appreciate the support and I hope you enjoyed today's projects. See you again Thursday at 2 p.m. And with that, we'll chat with you later. Okay, bye.